seek you out, flay you alive. One more word and you won't survive. And I'm not scared of your stolen power. See right through you anyhow. I see.
Good morning everyone and welcome to 2PJZ. You join me today at Sydney Dragway for the National GTR Festival 2019. I'm here today with my good friend Peter, who's at Lifestyle2047 on Instagram. If you're an eagle-eyed viewer of the channel, you might remember Peter from the SA's Greatest video that we shot a few months back, and that's how actually we became quite good friends, and we've been talking GTRs almost every day since then, and we've naturally found our way here. I am beyond excited. If you guys know me, you know I'm an absolutely nuts GTR fan, as is Peter, which is why we're both here today. But now we're going to go head in and we'll update you when we get down there. Holy, here it all is. Oh my god. Oh wow, as another 33 just rolls in. Oh wow, this is huge. Sort of here where my finger's pointing is that's the N1 lane, so one guy owns a 32, 33 and 34 N1. And then across this lane you've got the V-Spec performance tents, you've got the Nitto guys, you've got the guys from Extreme Clutch. I can already see a line up here. You probably can see it, a GTR Pulsar, a Hakasuka next to a 34 and a 32. How about we get down there and have a bit more of a suss of what's going on. Yet another 34 rolling in. And then right here, you've got what was probably a genuine Group A car down at Bathurst, 32. And if you've been involved in the Australian motorsport scene, or if you just keep your eye out on pictures on the internet, you probably have seen this livery or seen this exact car back in the old Australian Touring Car Championship before the 32 dominated and was actually ended up being banned, which therefore was replaced with just the Ford and Holden two-mate competition. 32s like this one and like the Mark Scaife version were racing around. And although I don't know a massive lot about the history, I assume that gentleman there is one of the drivers. Here she is.
That's why I think why.
Probably the most famous R32 GTR on the internet. Can't see the plates now because the parachute is in the way, but Jun 2. Right, probably right here we have an example of what is one of, if not the cleanest S14 in the entire country. It built RB26, color coded very nicely on a single turbo. Some T37 SLs. How nice is that? Lovely, extremely clean. This one, not only is it a day of solely GTRs, but it's also a Nismo festival. So we've got the Sylvias here. Right behind me we've got a GTR Pulsar. But that is extremely lovely. Alright, so currently it is absolutely fair to say that I am in absolute heaven. Right behind me we've got a GTR Pulsar, flanked by an early Datsun 1500. Then we've got a 34, 32 GTR. We've got a Z-Tune replica RB28. And right behind me we've got a Bayside Blue, I believe it's a V-Spec 34 GTR. And then behind me right here, another 33 rolling through the pits. So this is probably second only to Ars Meeting in Japan. If you know what Ars Meeting is, it's an annual meeting by the GTR magazine in Japan. They get everyone together. Built RB28 on a single turbo, carbon bits galore, carbon splitter, carbon radiator panel, and then if you come around the back you've got a carbon wing blade as well. The gold GTR badging just for those extra flex points. And something else I forgot to mention as well, if you're into GTRs like me and Peter are, Peter actually pointed this one out. That is the R-Tune intake duct. That thing alone will set you back a few grand, let alone the carbon bonnet and the actual duct itself, the Nismo duct just here. So I'm sorry if I'm a little bit muffled or the camera's a little bit out of focus. I'm just so overwhelmed with what's going on right now. This is just insane. We got this 134 on a fat single turbo, next to another 34 on a fat single turbo, next to another one. Is just without a doubt already within the first 5 minutes of being here. Pete was just saying that these are single-handedly the best modified 34 GTRs we've ever seen. It's one complete dream spec of mine. Raised wing blades, LMGT4 wheels. I have just spotted something that I think, I'm not sure if I'm in heaven or I'm not sure if I'm still alive, but what do you reckon, Pete?
Oh, I reckon it's unbelievable. I'm lost for words.
Should we tell them what it is?
Oh, I think we should.
I think we should.
I think we should.
I think we'll go and show them. Nothing revealed. But bang, there it is. One of two actually Z-tunes at this show. Fantastic. How awesome is that? Honestly not even sure what to say. I've never seen a Z-tune before in my entire life. What can you say about that? It's just speechless. And then right behind it you've got a Bayside Blue, a nice white V-Spec 2 Bayside, and it just goes on and on and on. Like, there's no way that I'm not even going to be able to do justice to half of these builds just by showing them. I mean, I don't know how publicly I've made this before, but my all-time, I've got two favourite tuning shops in Japan. One is Mines and one is HKS. And literally right in front of me here, we have a genuine Mines car. Look at that. Now, a characteristic of the Mines cars is they all have that wrinkle. It's sort of like an extremely dark blue, but kind of black wrinkle black engine cover. ARC super rare intake and radiator as well. This thing, all the retro bits, look, even that expansion tank cover. Oh shit. If I could have anything, any GTR would have to be a Mines car for sure. Absolutely have to be. I mean, just look at this paddock. Look what's behind me. You've got two white 34 GTRs behind me. Right there you've got a whole lineup of 33s. Around me from you've got 32s. This is so exciting. Absolutely 150% nerding out right now. Just going nuts. I can't believe I'm actually here. But looking at this, it's just, I mean, the Mines car and the Z-tune literally 5 meters from each other. Where else in the world are you going to see that? Tell me and I'll be there. But there she is. And if you need a bit of proof, there's the badge. One of 20, well, one of 19 really, considering Nissan have kept one in their Amore factory. One of 19 released to the public, and there's two of them in the entire world here today. Alright, so just behind me just now we've got another one of the Insta-famous 34 GTRs. This one, I was speaking to the owner of B2R Motorsport, is running 8s down the quarter mile, and a dead giveaway as to why it's running 8s is that huge. I don't know how well that's going to come out on camera, just the sheer size of that turbo, but I mean, Peter can put his hand next to it. Look, it's just, that's as big as someone's head. That's huge. And funnily enough, actually, this silver Z-tune replica is actually owned by Bobby, who owns the Z-tune, the genuine Z-tune just there. So this is the car that he drives when he wants to enjoy his GTRs and put some kilometers on them and also have a bit of fun, whereas the Z-tune, I assume, would just stay as a collector's piece. Also, it's really lovely Bayside Blue 34 with some awesome black LMGT4s and black accents throughout the engine bay. Another dream item of mine here, a Nismo Amore factory strut bar too. Dream. Honestly, out of all the cars here, it's the one I'd take. Genuine Mines N1 demo car. One of 3 in the entire world. And then right here you've got the Millennium Jade V-Spec 2 Nr. If I can get a clear shot of the engine on that one. Genuine Mines. It's as real as they come. Then again you've got the same wrinkle black engine cover, Mines titanium strut bar, plus all the other goodies. Obviously the decal kit with some nice bronze T37s as well. Coming down to this one, you'll see some very similar parts up on the white one here, except this one has, I'm not sure how well that's actually showing up for you, but that is the carbon Kevlar airbox, which is a very, very rare item. Mine's cooling panel as well, which is very cool. Mine's strut bar. Look, if you don't get the picture, mine's produce a lot of their own parts and everything is race bred. This car here is the one that, if you are familiar with Option DVD, you would have seen this car revving out to 9-10 grand, like it's just absolute child's play on the internet. This exact car all over the internet, all over YouTube. You look up mine's R34 and this is the car that you see. Moving along down the line, you've got the R33 400R. Now the 400R is to the R33 what the Z-Tune is to the R34. This one also very limited. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think one of 44 in the world. Some on LMGT2 white Nismo wheels, completely untouched, I believe. I believe this is the way it came. Tuning company Rarest actually made this engine, the RBX GT2, so it's not a run-of-the-mill Nissan engine. Then moving down, you've got probably the most spectacular car here today. I say probably, I mean it's definitely the most spectacular car here today. This is a fully restored by the Omori factory in Japan, painted Midnight Purple 3 R34 Z-Tune. I mean, can you get any better than that? Freshly just arrived back in Australia after completing all its work that has been taking place at the Omori factory over the past few months. This is the car that Peter and I came here to see, amongst others. Peter's a big 33 guy, so he would be a big fan of the 33. So what do you reckon about seeing it in person?
It's hard to explain, to be honest. It's immaculate. The performance could just be out of this world. It's overwhelming.
Alright, now moving on from the V-Spec Performance Collection, we have the 3 N1s. Now these N1 is a very particular, very special race breed of GTR that doesn't include any of the niceties like aircon, radio. You don't even get boot carpets with these cars. So these are the actual thoroughbred R34, R32 and R33 GTRs. The N1s, they only came in white. Also came with some very, very special parts like that N1 strut bar. Over on the 33, we've got some wicked wheels. Awesome old logo 33 cooling panel as well, along with the strut bar. I believe that's titanium strut bar, carbon gurney. The N1, you've also got a carbon gurney flap as well. Some of the very distinct aero parts on the 32 N1 you see on a lot of 32 GTRs nowadays. We've got a 34 N1. Now I think one of the really special things with these cars is, as I said, they're an extreme race breed version of the GTR. Like, you don't see these very often at all. They're extremely limited. The exact number escapes me because I've just been nerding out on everything else. But with these ones, what you get is an absolutely raw experience, as if a GTR couldn't already be raw enough. So these ones here, you've got the awesome super rare Nismo wheels as well. If I can show you inside, you probably wasn't showing up, but yeah, no radio, no climate control, just pure race car. Awesome R-Tune induction box as well, along with the titanium strut bar too. There's no way that I could get around to every GTR, so I'm trying to get around to the rarest ones to show you guys, for those of you that couldn't make it down. This one here is a M-Spec NER. So not only is it an M-Spec, which was more of the gentleman's package, which had things like the leather seats, leather heated seats, and a few more comfort features, different suspension and that sort of thing. But this one also has the S-Tune stripes on it as well. They marked what was released with the S-Tune. And this one also has some lovely Omori display plates that you can only actually get through the Omori factory. And some nice silver 19-inch LMGT4s as well. Lovely, very well done, very clean. Big respect for this modification style. Nismo NE1 exhaust on it as well. And if you've ever seen any sound clips, you know just how wicked that will sound when it gets on it a bit as well. Right, yet another super awesome car, the R31 GTSR on some wicked Impul silhouette wheels. Sorry, I'm sniffing a bit, I'm still a bit sick. Car before the 32 GTR. This one really setting us another standard for performance within the Nissan line. And then right next to it you've got Bonra Endgame Collection on Instagram. Here's Wrapped 34, which is awesome seeing that in the flesh. I've only ever seen it in pictures. Yeah, see that orange undertone in it? Sort of like if Midnight Purple had a wrap, this would be what it would look like. And then right next to it, another dead stock 32 four-door. Awesome little brochure on the engine bay as well. I love seeing rare parts with these cars. The accessories that you would have found back in the day. This one's actually an automatic, so rare automatic four-door Autotech version. Pretty cool to see too. Here is something else now. This awesome purple 33 GTR, this wicked body kit, totally mirroring some early 90s Jap style. A Trust body kit, this one Pete said. Pete remembers this one knocking around back in the day.
Yeah, this is a bit of an icon of the scene. It was when GTRs were still maybe not as well known in Australia, and a bit more mystique and whatnot. And then when you get something like this with the body kit and the colour, it was just out of this world. So yeah, a bit of Aussie motoring history.
That intake box, clear panel, Advan tuned, and you've got a bit of information. You guys can pause the frame if you want just there and have a bit of a read of what's actually inside this car. But actually for sale, if you guys are interested, it's on car sales. Any of you guys in the position to buy 33 GTR. Oh, and next to it there's something very special. You guys might be able to tell me what this is without me having to tell you, but check that out. Do Like Racing, very, very, very well-known shop in Japan. So these two together, very unique styling on the 33s. This one has some awesome interior bits as well. I'm not sure how well you can see that, but awesome, very, very, very cool early 90s style. Nice carbon bonnet with some vents too. So when I said to you earlier today that I was in absolute heaven, it was no word of a lie. Right behind me, we've got the 34 line. Like, this is a dedicated part of the show to R34 GTRs. So far I've shown you the workshop displays and what the workshops have brought out, but this is all the other private entrants who have come in. So we'll go for a bit of a tour down the line of 34s, starting off with something that you rarely ever see. How many times have you guys seen... Oh Jesus. How many times have you guys seen a yellow 34 GTR in your life? Because for me, this is the first time. So we've got the yellow one here, next to an awesome Bayside blue on some fat wheels, some nice tyre riding. Next to 34some, who's had a bit of fun with his exhaust. Continuing on all down this line while the car alarm's going off. Now those of you guys that I know watching from America today, I think you guys will be in for an absolute treat. I mean, the 33s over here, the 32s, and then over in the back corner over that way we've got more of the actual Nismo Fest entries. Down here you've got awesome, it's got some Jap plates as well on this one. Cool little model in the window as well. GTR driving gloves, LM GT4 wheels, how cool is that? And then right behind it you've got two Ken Marys and a Hakusuka. I mean, we'll come back to that one in a minute. This one here, black M-Spec Nur. Now again, like the one over there, not only is it the gentleman's M-Spec edition, but it is the Nur more hardcore edition. It's sporting some wicked endless brakes, T37s with an outside silver rim, which is awesome. But he's also running a Nismo 320k Speedo, Z-Tune bonnet, Z-Tune fenders. Extremely cool, well put together package. 10 out of 10 from me. Right, so you don't think that I'm too R34 biased, here is a obviously rough looking 33 GTR, sort of more of, I guess, not particularly barn find, but barn find-ish category, unrestored. All it's supposed to be was driven for its purpose, driven for what it was supposed to do. It's obviously not a show pony, but pretty cool to see one here and see someone that hasn't actually been afraid to use it is more of the important thing, because too many times people are too afraid to use these cars and they don't enjoy them for what they are. But this owner has obviously put this 33 through its paces. Good on to the owner of this one for driving a car. And as that drag car is trying to start up behind me, I'm going to try and get a little bit of a quick piece in. So behind me we've got the 32 GTR lane, and I've picked a couple out that you guys might be interested in having a look at. So here are two very special ones, actually three. That's a pretty cool looking engine bay too. But these two particularly, I really like with this one, the stock body kit. And there it goes. So I'm going to try and speak over it, but I'm not sure how we're going to be able to hear me. So twin Apexis, nice red engine bay, some Tommy fuel injection hosing. There's one as well, big single. So I can kind of get away from that drag car a bit. You've got this really nice blue one behind me are Enki RPF ones, and then these two that I just showed you with the really nice stock body lines. I'll try and get out in the sun a bit and you just see more 32 GTRs behind me. But these two that I was just showing you, very clean example, mate. Thanks, mate. Good stuff. The original Godzilla. You can't hate a 32 GTR, and if you do, then there is something seriously wrong with you. Here's also something pretty special you don't see every day. A red R33 GTR on Nismo LMGT2 wheels as well, and got some awesome Nismo side garnishes. Now, I don't think I've ever seen a red one in real life before. This one also got a carbon gurney flap, unsure if genuine or not. This is a V-spec. I don't really know much about these red ones. I don't know if it was a special edition or just a very limited colour you just don't see much of, but nonetheless extremely cool to have a look at these amongst the 32s as well. I did mention that this was not only a GTR festival, but it's also a Nismo festival. And not only do you have the GTRs like the 32s you have here, but you've got potentially one of the cleanest S13s you've ever seen in your entire life. This one, a custom blue, I don't believe that's a factory colour. Awesome body kit next to a stock one. You can tell it's obviously not a stock body kit, because that one is a stock body kit. This is a nice aftermarket one. Unfortunately can't tell you much about it. Very cool. Good to see a nice, clean, unmolested S13. You often see so many that have been completely thrashed out and that just look like crap, but this is a nice example of a clean one. Coming over now to this clean beast. Bayside Blue 34 GTR on white wheels. I believe these are Advan Racing that are in front of the nicely colour matched, ready, watch this, colour matched blue endless brakes. I've also just spotted in there a carbon Nismo mirror, very awesome as well. So great to see endless brakes, carbon gurney flap. Right in front of this, which is another 34 GTR with the S-Tune stripes, two really lovely midnight purple 33 GTRs. Old logo Nismo exhaust, suss that out. I've also spotted in the interior of this one, you've got a Nismo GT500 knob. That is my knob of choice, so well done. I didn't even realise, but there's just more in this car. This is a good thing with a car like this being so subtly modified. It's just worked well. So you've got some Ganadors, and you've also got the carbon Nismo panels as well. So the carbon Nismo garnishes rather. Sorry, I get too excited when I see something that's been so subtly modified to a really good standard. So well done to the owner of GTR 349. It's not actually a black 34 GTR like it looked from behind when we were checking out the blue one. It is actually a midnight purple. There it is, that beautiful colour popping in the sun, and the different flake coming out on different angles. So it's good to see this one with Z-Tune bonnet and the S-Tune decals applied to it as well, right next to the midnight purple 33. Very good pairing of these two. Alright, I said I'd come find you when I found something pretty unique and pretty cool to look at, and look no further than what is behind me right now. What an awesome livery on this slammed Hakosuka. Look at the Panasports G7s filling out the guards here. Very well done. And some of the stickers down to Hakosuka. You've got the Instagram there if you want to follow them, Taste of Tsukuba. Very well put together well executed. Suss out that interior. Wow, that is a very, 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 very special car. Now, of course, we had to at some point get some 2J action onto PJZ. So next to this beautiful 34 with an S1 engine, might I add, we have a fantastically cool purple with this really cool blue undertone RZ Supra. Very well built. I love the purple accents in the engine, complementing the engine bay. Nice single turbo build as well. No expense spared, bringing this one up to some awesome standards. Very, very, very cool to see. Two awesome rivals living harmoniously. Right, I know I've said this a lot today, but we have probably, in terms of achievable builds, my dream R34 build right behind me. Only thing it's missing though would be the gold wheels. And some guys, if you know what I mean, that is a NER engine block. So that's off the V-Spec 2 NERs on Bayside Blue, is one of my favourite colour combinations. You've also got the Nismo intake duct, carbon cooling panel, along with the HKS Kansai racing strut bar, and then you come around, really, really nice carbon gurney flap as well. Very nice, very subtly modified, which is how it should be done on some beautiful CE28Ns as well. Right here behind me you have one of, I think, the only Vale side car in the entire show. You can actually see just how wide this is. Suss out those rear fenders. This one also got some Panasport G7s winning best wheels in the show. You could probably put a few Coke cans in there, I reckon. I can't even tell you how wide that is. Like that's like a stock 33, and that's that. Just comes out probably sort of 22B width, I'd say. Yeah, extremely wide. Also packing some heat under the bonnet. Got another standout car, a Le Mans Blue R33 GTR. Only one here today actually. Also an extremely limited number of these produced. It's a really beautiful bright blue. If you've ever seen the E46 M3 or any BMW in Laguna Seca blue, it's a very, very similar colour. It has a really, really nice offset here in the sun, and it's very cool to see the colour matched engine bay as well. So I don't know if this is a aftermarket respray or if it's a factory Le Mans blue car, because usually the Le Mans cars would have a little decal there that they came with, but maybe this owner has just ripped it off, or it could just be a respray. Alrighty everyone, I think we might leave it there for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far, I really appreciate it as always. I hope you've learned something today. Thank you for bearing with me for all my rambling through all these cars, especially this beautiful grey 34 behind me. I hope you've enjoyed. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe, please like the video and leave some feedback as well. Always love hearing from everyone. And hopefully I will see you on the next one. Enjoy.